Broadcasting live from...
You mean podcasting, right?
Actually, I kind of like that. Let's do it. Podcasting live
And lit.
from the weed-smoking studios of WSRadio.com. We're only 20 minutes away from 420, and you know what that means. It's time for the wide world of weed. This exclusive podcast was created by the Dream Maker and the real Sammy C and streams weekly each and every Saturday afternoon right here on WS Radio. And now, two dudes who will never bogart a joint because they believe in peace, love, equality, staying high and happy. It's your pot jockeys, Greene Weaver and Night Tripper. Hey, am I on the air? Yeah, this is Greene Weaver, and Night Tripper is going to be putting his headphones on and saying a couple words because I'm going to head over into the other studio. So let me get Night's mic up, and Night.
Yes, I can't hear you though. Oh, now I can hear you.
Okay, cool.
Sorry.
I need to head into that studio and hang out where you're
back off the mic.
where you guys are sitting.
Wow. Your mic is so loud in that
Yeah.
room. You should just use this one in here. Why don't you come in?
I'm going to.
Come on over here.
Right on.
Yeah, we'll talk.
We're going to talk for a minute while you get over here.
Yeah, Mike's still hanging out on the wide world of weed.
I'm waiting for my police officer friend of mine to come by and
Buy
we're
your
going to talk
guitar
about
amp.
some weed. Yeah, I'm going to sell him a guitar amp full of weed.
You know, cops are cool now about weed, right?
This guy, I shouldn't have mentioned his name. He's the coolest cop in San Diego. He is legendary.
All right.
What is that? We can hear something in the background there, Sam. Is there something in the back? You got a mic turned on someplace? I can hear somebody in the background.
Sounds like a recording of me earlier.
All right, it's gone now.
Okay.
Crazy.
You know what that is? I think that was the stream of what we recorded.
Oh, the stream is still streaming? Here, I'm going to move over so Sam
Yeah,
can sit down.
we're still live right now, of course.
Okay, I know we're live right now. That's why I'm not going to say any bad words like poop.
Well, it's
or
okay, remember.
Smushed insects or anything like that. So you sit down there, Sam. I'm going to give this microphone sounds amazing, by the way. I don't know what you did to that.
Yeah. I'll walk you out, Mike, and then Sam, you take over. I mean, Greene. Greene's real name isn't anything; it's just Greene. we use different names on this show. I'm Night Tripper. He's Greene Weaver.
Yeah, Greene Weaver and Night Tripper on the wide world of weed.
And you're Hooligan, right?
I'm the hooligan.
Well, and we were hoping to get high with. I was thinking, what a cool feature would be to have getting high with Halloran.
You need to back off.
Oh,
that's hot. Man.
Really hot. Okay,
Yeah.
getting high with.
I'll go adjust that for you. Let me get my crutch. You guys keep talking. I'll go adjust it.
All right.
On, and it's I believe channel 4.
4, and what's Alex on?
He's on channel 1.
Yeah, except mine's
He's
not
on a yellow.
hot.
He's on a
Mine
yellow
seems.
channel. I'm on a green channel.
All right. So
Anyway.
just tech talk here.
Well, let me put my headphones on.
Tech talk here on Weed Smoking Radio, WS Radio, the post show to social music talk that we.
Yeah,
just
isn't that
listened to.
awesome? How these shows kind of flow together
that
nicely.
show blew my mind.
That was
man.
an awesome show.
It actually expanded my mind more than pot does.
Okay, let me
But
doing a mic level check right now. This is Greene Weaver behind the what is this? An RE20 or something?
more tech talk.
Oh yeah, it is. It's an RE20.
All we are is techies. Man. We don't know the real mainstream or anything. We're so detached. We just know tech talk.
We also know bong talk.
That's true.
And that's kind of what we're going to be doing. We're going to take about a 5-minute. Well, actually, Night is going to take about a 5-minute break.
Right.
And
Hey, why don't you play one of your 20-minute segments? Are you going to do that today? You do all these other segments you pre-record,
right.
but they're awesome segments.
On the Wild World of Weed, that's a YouTube channel, which I don't have anything uploaded hardly.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay.
No, I'll just talk, man. I'm feeling good.
All right, talk about weed.
I'm going to absolutely talk about weed, but you know what? Let me run and get my lighter.
Okay, I can keep talking.
No.
Listen, I have something to say about weed. I have a major announcement, America.
Oh, cool. Awesome.
I am happy that Tulsi Gabbard, the Democratic Congresswoman from Hawaii, along with a Republican, believe it or not, in Congress, Don Young, the Republican congressman from Arkansas, they put together a new pot bill for Congress to take a look at and evaluate, and that's called Ending Federal Marijuana Prohibition Act of 2019. Finally, it happens.
All right.
Finally, we're talking about getting pot out of Schedule 1.
Oh, that's awesome news.
We're talking
and it
about
looks
it.
serious. It looks like they might actually do something finally.
And believe it or not, Trump, as ridiculous as he is and out there, he actually supports states' rights on marijuana.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
At least he has some common sense.
Yeah, well, that. You know, maybe fair. 2 other issues, but not most. Sorry, I can't get into Trump.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I don't want to get into politics at all.
Even though pot has a lot to do with politics, the fact that it's legal now has everything to do with politics. And it's one of the most popular bipartisan topics today.
Absolutely.
It brings people together now instead of dividing people.
That's true. That's a great point.
So that's my big announcement about marijuana.
I appreciate that. And hey, enjoy your 5-10 minute break. And I'm going to start getting high right now and talk about the experience. And I'll see you in whenever you get back.
You got it. All right, Mike.
Grab my phone.
Anyway, folks, this is Greene Weaver on the microphone. And I'm going to turn my camera on and videotape the segment.
Oh, wait, man. You got to do a photo op, man. Anyone got a camera?
Oh, I got a camera. You guys can use this.
Cool.
Well, as a matter of fact, let me take a picture. You know what? Here I am. I'm on the air.
Of course I want to be on crutches.
You want to be sitting here?
No.
Or just standing right there like that? Okay. Let me just...
Remember, don't smile. We never smile. Right? We're alternative tough guys.
I'll take one this direction. God, that looks terrible.
Is it dark?
It's so washed out.
Need light?
I think the light is too bright.
Oh.
Alex, go flip the one switch off over there by the door.
Okay.
And we'll see if that gets any better. No, do the other one. Turn both of them off.
Okay.
Both off. You know, that's a lot better.
Funny how darkness is.
But actually, Alex, move over on that side if you can.
Okay.
I know both people, the white behind
There
you.
are people out there listening that want you to get high.
Oh, that's true.
Why are you messing around with the photographs?
Because I'm already high and I forgot what I'm doing. Okay. Come on, not video. Come on. I can't believe this. Okay.
Hand me that bong. I want to have a shot of the bong in my head.
There we go.
Here, hand me that bong. Ready?
You want a lighter?
No, because I've been
standing
sober for 33 years.
Have you?
Yeah, I'm not going to start now.
I thought you were lining up for medical marijuana recently.
I will be.
Okay.
Right on. Anyway, thanks, gentlemen, and we'll look forward to seeing you again one of these days.
Cool. All right.
The legendary Michael Halloran leaving the room at the moment, and Greene Weaver going to hang out and talk a little about pot. And, of course, Knight was talking about how it's looking good for marijuana, for possibly becoming legalized in the very near future. And, I'm thrilled about that news. Absolutely thrilled. Anyway, let me get my camera on, and I'm going to have a couple hits here on the air, and that's a big part of my show. It's kind of dark in here, but for some reason, I can't get the lighting quite right, so I'm just going to have to, however this comes out, as gray and weird as it looks, that's just going to have to be what it's going to have to be. Hang on a sec. Anyway, I want to talk about a show that's coming soon to WSRadio.com. It might be another month or so, but this is really important. This is a kind of a tie-in with our Saturday block, a little chain of music talk shows, pot talk shows, and actual music that gets played on the air shows. And the show I want to talk about is called Groove 420. And Groove 420 will be coming soon to WSRadio.com. I'm just getting the playlists finalized and organized. I'm also, give me a second, having some technical issues there. I apologize. Okay, there we go. Finally. All right, finally recording this live for my YouTube channel known as The Wild World of Weed. Again, Green Weaver and Night Tripper. We have this 1 hour podcast every Saturday from 4 to 5 on WSRadio.com from the Weed Smoking Studios of WS Radio. We're always happy to be here, happy and high, every Saturday from 4 to 5. And there's that show, actually, it's a music show about radio and the record industry and all sorts of things involved in that scene. But it's called Social Music Talk. And that runs from 3 to 4 every Saturday on WSRadio.com. And then this show, The Wide World of Weed, from 4 to 5. And then the big show, at least I'm hoping that it's going to be the big show, Groove 420. And it might end up being a 3 or 4 hour show in the long run. But it's going to be, like I said, a 3 or 4 hour music show following The Wide World of Weed, where we play a lot of great, cool, groovy music. And it'll be just a mix of everything. As long as it's good music, as long as it has some kind of groove to it, it could be even slow, a slow groove or a fast groove or a funky groove or a punky groove or a reggae groove or a ska groove or a classical rock groove or a classical music groove, or a Middle Eastern groove or an Oriental, old Asian mystical groove or a Indian sitar groove, or all sorts of stuff will be happening on Groove 420. But it's going to be primarily music that you're going to love. Songs that maybe you haven't heard for 20, 30 years. But you'll go, why the hell have I not heard this song in 20, 30 years? Because I'm talking great songs that have just been completely forgotten about, and I just don't understand how that's happened in the music world or the radio world. Why? And there's so many great songs that only peaked at number 16 or maybe even 42, that are such classics. As a matter of fact, I think a couple weeks ago on this channel, one of the shows, Social Music Talk, which I just talked about a couple minutes ago, I remember they were talking with John Scott, who one of the gentlemen who really helped launch Tom Petty's career and help him get, some recognition for his work and get him some serious radio airplay. And without that, Tom Petty might not have quite taken off as legendary as he did eventually end up becoming. He almost did not. He almost ended up failing. And if it weren't for John Scott, he might have actually ended up failing or only having half as good of a career. Because actually when you think about it, Tom Petty's career, legendary, no doubt about it. Enjoying some lemonade. You know what? I haven't had a hit yet. And that's kind of the point of this show in a way. I am videotaping this at the moment for our YouTube channel known as The Wild World of Weed. These videos will be uploaded in the next couple weeks, I promise. Now, of course, I don't know if you're listening live right now. And I'm sure we have some live listeners, some listeners that are listening live. And, of course, all our listeners are live because they're also lit. And I want to get lit right now with a couple hits off this cool bong with this cool percolator in it. If you're seeing the YouTube video, then you can see exactly what I'm talking about. If you're listening online to WSRadio.com or some archive version on iTunes or whatever, well, then you're not going to see the video, but I'll describe. This is a cool bong that's kind of an artistic piece. It's about, I'm going to say about 12 to 14 inches tall. It's got a I don't know what I would call it, kind of a psychedelic but soft pastel-y swirl design, very 70s, artsy, crafty. I can't describe it. It's feminine looking and masculine looking at the same time. It's old looking and it's new looking at the same time. It's the best way to see it is just go to the YouTube channel again. And this will not be uploaded probably for at least a couple of weeks. I apologize for that. But do try to remember our YouTube channel known as The Wild World of Weed, where we're going to upload. As a matter of fact, I've got a couple hundred videos that I need to upload and a lot of great fun content that helps prove that marijuana and pot is a very positive, life-altering force. A very unique medicine with a ton of potential to improve lives on major scales. And it's done that for me already. Big time. And as a matter of fact, when Knight gets back, the two of us will talk about that. And you know what? I just realized he's not going to be able to get back in because he doesn't have the key to get back in. So what I'm going to have to do is on the next break, I'm going to have to run down and let him in. But let me go make sure, and I apologize for this, but I'm actually going to have to leave the microphone for a second and I have to just make sure that the equipment is turned up to play in the other room so that I can take that break. As a matter of fact, maybe I'll play that commercial right now. Hang on a second. This is the wide world of weed. Okay, I'm back. Holy cow. Let me see. Yeah, you know what? Let me grab a couple commercials and so I can just play a quick spot break. Oh, man. Or better yet, maybe I'll play a song. Give me a second to do that. Stand by. Okay, let's see if this works.
Who pushed the button?
A cool song. I'll be back.
When we were down, walking through new world doors above the town on the mood elevator. Yeah, the mood elevator.
All right, I got that song played. Grabbing my keys, and I'm going to go down and let my friend Knight back in so we can continue the show together. Stand by. I'll be back.
Let's make it better than ever before. No more deception and no more war. On the
Anyway, hopefully Night Tripper will be back in the next 5 minutes or so because I'd love to have someone to talk with. And, of course, if you feel like calling and you're listening and you want to chat, feel free to call me at wsradio.com. I don't happen to have the number handy for some reason because I'm stoned, but maybe I will look that up and throw the number out. Anyway, let's see. Commercial about a minute away, so I need to talk for another minute. I need to think of something to say. And what was I talking about while the mic wasn't on? That was awesome stuff. Unfortunately, that's the one problem with being high sometimes. You come up with a lot of great ideas, but they can disappear almost instantly because a new idea comes along and kind of shoves that old idea out of the way, and bam, wow, this new idea is even cooler, even groovier. So hell yeah, I'm going to go with this new idea. Oh, wait a minute, but that other idea, that was really cool actually, but I forgot what it was. And you know what? I hate when that happens. That's why I started recording myself on video when I get super high. I pull out my smartphone and I just take a video of myself talking, kind of exactly what I'm doing now, except not only am I videotaping myself with my high session, but I'm also broadcasting my high session on the radio. And speaking of the radio, we're going to take a official radio break, a commercial break, a 3-minute stop set where we'll play a couple commercials and give me a chance to catch my breath, and then we'll come back with more Wide World of Weed and Wild World of Weed right here on WSRadio.com. Thank you for tuning in.
Can you imagine a world without children? A world without their smiles or their laughter? A world where children don't play or sing or dream or imagine?
At St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, we can't imagine a world without children. That's why we're working every day to find cures for diseases that strike down children everywhere. Diseases like cancer, pediatric AIDS, and sickle cell. And we won't stop until every child is cured and every disease is defeated. Because we can't imagine a world without children. Can you?
Finding cures, saving children. St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. To learn how you can help, log on to our website, stjude.org.
I raised $8,000 to build schools for South African children.
After realizing how many people go hungry in San Diego, I now volunteer at a food pantry.
I'm spending the next year doing volunteer projects across 3 countries and helping in ways they designate to be the most helpful.
The World Link program at the Joan B. Kroc Institute for Peace and Justice recognizes the potential of youth as agents of social change. Learn how you can help youth become a generation of leaders in action at peace.sandiego.edu.
You take your smartphone almost everywhere you go. Now WSRadio.com can be there too. Search WS Radio in the Play Store for your Android devices or iTunes for Apple and download the WS Radio application. WSRadio.com on your phone and in your ear everywhere you go. Download the WS Radio application. Do it now. It's very easy. WSRadio.com.
You were born to do one amazing thing, but most people spend a lifetime trying to identify what it is. If you're in a job you don't like or are unemployed, if you're in a state of transition or just can't shake that nagging feeling that you were meant and made to do something extraordinary, then the Reinvention Workshop is exactly what you need. Led by award-winning self-help author Steve Olsher, the Reinvention Workshop will forever change your life. The Reinvention Workshop takes you step by step through Steve's proven formula that has helped so many people get on the right path and clear about what they were born to do. Take the first step to realizing the life you deserve and desire by visiting the reinventionworkshop.com today. No more delays. No more denial. Reconnect with your true self. Learn to live with purpose and conviction and become who you were born to be. The world is waiting for you. What are you waiting for? Log on to the reinventionworkshop.com today. That's the reinventionworkshop.com.
Oh yeah, pot buddies. Have another hit of sweet air as the wide world of weed continues with your pot jockeys, Greene Weaver and Night Tripper on WSRadio.com.
Hey, what's up, babies? Let me get my camera up and running again. It's like I need some more serious equipment. That's what I really need. And let me move this mic stand over here so I can prop my camera up on it and get myself situated nicely. Come on, quit slipping. How am I going to get this? Okay. Headphones. You act as the kickstand. All right, there we go. This is Greene Weaver, and Night Tripper should be here in the next 5 minutes, I hope. I'm going to have a couple hits here on my show. Our show, actually. This show is by the way, a Stay High Dream Maker production. It's hosted by me, Greene Weaver, and of course, Night Tripper. The Dream Maker sometimes helps out and will join us on the show on occasion. Of course, that won't be for probably a few more months, though. There will be other people involved in this program, especially a lot of local bud tenders. We want to set up meetings with local dispensaries from MedMen to Mankind Cooperative, from SDRC to the Outco, from even the smaller dispensaries. Did I not name someone? Come on. SDRC, MedMen, Mankind Cooperative, the Outgo or Outliers. There's a bunch of Valley Center dispensaries suddenly, and that's a good thing. And the Valley Center, of course, the Valley Center area of San Diego, California. If you're listening to this worldwide, which we are online worldwide on WSRadio.com, thank you for tuning in. And you know what? Let me have a hit or two. And that'll give me something to videotape. It'll give me some content for the YouTube channel known as The Wild World of Weed. And hopefully it'll get me even a little higher. I'm starting to feel pretty high at the moment, but I haven't had a hit for a while, and I think I'm ready for a couple. What am I doing? I'm gonna using my microphone as a bong. That's hilarious. Blow that smoke away. I step like, actually, more accurately, I roll on this chair I'm sitting in, like 4 feet away, and I blow out the door. Help protect the microphones. With edibles, you don't have to worry about that. With vaping, you don't really have to worry about it that much. But with pipes, especially, and even with bongs, you got to make sure you protect the equipment. Hey, Night Tripper's back.
Yeah, I knew I had to come back at some time.
Right on,
Sorry
man.
it took so long.
Well, don't worry about it. We're on. The mics are on.
Hey, can
and
I
we're
smoke some
videotaping.
pot?
Well, of course, man. As a matter of fact,
So how's the show been going? I was outside there talking to
with Michael.
Yeah. That
dude's
funny,
awesome, man. He's a cool cat.
Yeah, in fact, I got to talk with you after the show. He wants to know if we could do a show together. Well, tomorrow, but we'll have to talk, man.
Well, sure.
He
Put
would
your
take
headphones
us
on.
to lunch.
Well, cool.
He and Max want to do a show that is connected with the music biz.
Well, yeah, let's absolutely talk about it.
All right.
That sounds way cool.
This lighter doesn't work, though, and that's my biggest crisis at the moment.
Well, that one should. Now, watch it work for me.
No.
No, it's not. Holy cow.
It really is out of whatever.
You know what? It's out of Flint. Thank God. You know what? That's why I carry 2 lighters. That's the only reason I carry 2 lighters. Because, sooner or later, man. Let me have.
Oh, I'm coughing yet. I didn't even get a hit. That's a trip. That's the first time that happened. That's you. That's not me, by the way.
Yeah, that's Greene Heaver. Holy cow.
Man, you brought some edibles, too, this time, huh? Have you? But you already had your edibles, right?
Yeah, I did. There's a little left. A little left if you'd like to try some. But, man, I love edibles. And that's why I'm high right now. Because I've only had 1 hit so far. And it was
I've just had bong hits, but I did have edibles earlier.
Cool.
All right.
Anyway.
We're back.
God, I forgot what I was talking about. I was talking about some groovy shit about Groove 420 a little.
Oh, right.
And,
that show's still in the works, right?
Oh, you know what? That's the main reason I'm interested in doing the Wide World of Weed, believe it or not.
Which will promote the Groove 420 show. Huh?
Yeah, that's my true objective. And the weird thing is that I love marijuana. So that should be...
Who doesn't unless they're dumb?
Exactly. But I mean, that should be I could almost say that should be my objective. Pot's my objective.
Yeah.
But you know what? Marijuana has taken me 1 step higher than just... I don't have to stop at pot. I can keep going, and I can keep following other passions and keep enhancing my life with the shit that truly turns me on, which is music, and pretending I'm a radio DJ and putting together a music show that would probably be better than anything that you hear on terrestrial radio today.
It's all crap now, except that here and there you'll find good stuff. Yeah, you can, you can play with the dial and you'll find good songs at least. I don't know if you find good programming on radio anymore.
No, exactly. You'll find good songs every now and then, but good luck to find good programming. You might find a station every now and then that might have a decent hour every now and then.
And let's just talk about programming for a minute, because that does relate to weed in a big way. When you think about it, well, the reason I became a program director in radio is I really was blown away by not so much the sound of radio, but the sound of like the Beatles. To me, they set the standards, not radio, for soundscapes, of what a flow of music should sound like. Like Sgt. Pepper is a nonstop flow of music.
Yeah, keep talking because I'm going to go get some weed.
Okay.
And I'll be back.
So to keep the story going, Sgt. Pepper really changed my life, even though I didn't really know a lot about it till 11 years after it came out, because I was born in 1962. Sgt. Pepper came out in 1967. And then 1978, the Bee Gees made that movie called Sgt. Pepper, and it was kind of a fiasco in many ways. But that movie is what turned me onto the actual Beatles. And then I started reading about the Beatles, and there were all these articles about how they sang about drugs, but how marijuana did surface in their songs, like little hints about getting high. Of course, they talked about harder drugs too, LSD, of course, but they really never promoted or advocated any kind of drugs in their music. They just used that, those metaphors, I guess, because that was going on in culture. So what tripped me out about the Beatles that really affected my radio programming, it was that the album Sgt. Pepper is a good variety, good diversity of music,
It doesn't get better than that anywhere in the history of music.
Right, no two songs sound the same on that album, unlike a lot of albums.
But somehow they belong together.
They flow together
They flow together and they belong together.
Like they're all part of one big movement or one statement.
Like one big story, but lots of little stories that tell different stories if you perceive it differently.
And it's the exact amount of time if you were to actually, from one commercial stop set to another on a typical radio station, you could actually fit that whole Sgt. Pepper album in between those two stop sets. And so in a lot of ways, Sgt. Pepper made me really imagine how radio could be like if I programmed every hour of an alternative station like Sgt. Pepper. That was just my dream. You can't just do that because there aren't high caliber songs to match, that all the time.
Right. And if you kept doing it the same exact way every time,
people would catch on.
Become stale.
People would get it.
They go, what the fuck? Okay, we know
this is
the Sgt. Pepper formula.
Yeah, and it's pre-planned, and they're trying to hook me into this pattern,
Right. So, but why not use the same concept as Sgt. Pepper, but create your own worlds of
That's what I'm thinking. That's what really was going through my mind back in the 90s.
Oh, yeah.
With programming radio.
That's how Quad sounded to me for a long time.
It had a stream of consciousness feel to it. Like one thought blended into the next. And they're different, a variety of different colorful thoughts that all kind of just blended together. That's my vision of great radio, exactly what Sgt. Pepper and the White Album is to a same degree. You could listen to the White Album all the way through, which I've done before in your car. Like when you've gone to your auto shop where this guy named Alex works.
Oh, Alex the mechanic.
Yeah, once you had me sitting in your car and I was listening to the whole White Album.
Right.
Like from start to finish while you were talking with Alex the mechanic. And it was a trip. Because you can hear that album over and over millions of times and get a different picture in your mind every
time, right.
And that's why that's what I wanted to do with radio. Like every hour paints a picture, lots of pictures, but they change every hour. It keeps evolving into its own hour of whatever.
Right.
But the same concept of it all streams together, man. That to me is what the marijuana experience is.
And that's kind of what Groove 420, that music format I'm talking about, I kind of want to do that same thing you're talking about.
Stream of consciousness.
I want there to be something other than just music.
Yeah.
I want there to be other elements.
Speaking of music, I do have my guitar over here.
Oh, if you want to bust it out. But here's some Key Lime Sativa if you want to load your bowl with some more bud.
What's this called again?
This is key lime.
Key lime sativa. Okay.
Well, it's a sativa.
Yeah.
But it's key lime pie, actually.
Okay.
Key lime pie is the official name of the strain.
And for those that need more deeper pot information, sativa is upbeat, indica is downbeat. Or I should say indica is more sleepy or relaxing.
Right. It's a very mellow body, kind of a body groove high.
Yet, funny, back in the Cheech and Chong era, they always painted all weed as being dopey and ridiculous. And
well, because that's maybe that was funny at the time.
It was.
And it was in a way.
Because it was counterculture.
Because that's dopey in a goofy way.
Yeah.
And some people could perceive it as dopey in those idiots, those people are wasting their lives. Such idiots, such dopes, such fucking fools. I don't know, man. But it's weird. Marijuana doesn't do that to you at all.
Well, it does make you forget some things. But however, it also expands your mind to think of lots of things at one time, and that's why you kind of forget. You lose focus because of all the stimulus or stimuli coming into your brain.
But we have technologies to help us with that.
Yes.
Man. And that's why I started using my
bong technology.
Well, bong technology there is, but no, I'm talking about like smartphone technology. I always carry a smartphone around with me now, and when I get high, I videotape myself while high almost every time now, just to capture my ideas. And someday I'm gonna hit upon a golden idea. I'm sure of it.
You mean just from ideas?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but
one of these
be careful they don't steal your ideas. In other words, the way all these ideas became big inventions and big multimillionaires.
Is they got stolen by big companies that could invest millions.
Most of those big things we know about, like the light bulb, Thomas Edison didn't invent the light bulb. He bought the patent for it. Okay? People need to quit spreading lies.
He stole the credit by buying
Well, he stole a lot of credit in other ways, but he legitimately owned the patent, but he didn't invent the light bulb. He improved it.
Right.
The incandescent light bulb, he's the guy who made it more of a marketable thing. He was a marketer. He was not an inventor the way people think he.
Wow.
He did run a house of inventors, and he was the head in charge of it.
What is the Edison Museum all about?
In Orange, New Jersey?
Yeah.
I've never been there. I can't tell you.
I mean,
but Edison is a big name, a big influence in the history of electricity. There's no doubt that's. He formed the company General Electric. But the whole point of this is that inventions are often credited to corporations and people that didn't really invent them. They just happen to be more powerful people who either bought it out or stole it. Like Steve Jobs said. Keep in mind, Steve Jobs was a pot smoker, but he also ranged from pot to acid. But he said something like, all good inventors steal. That was something like that was his quote. And, Steve Jobs is one of my favorite brilliant icons of all time, up there with John Lennon. But, I understand what he means.
There's no such thing as a truly 100%
new idea.
Original. Yeah. Completely original idea.
Right.
Because.
Like the car, there was already an engine before there was a car.
Right. And there was already carts with wheels on
Yes.
So both technologies existed.
Right.
In a weird way.
Trains were actually early cars. They were powered by steam.
And the electric cars are older than gas-powered cars.
You're right.
Which is so weird.
But now we're going back to electric cars. Did you see the Honda's cute little electric car coming out?
No,
it's like a little rabbit that's compressed into a smaller car.
So it's a really small car.
Yeah.
Like a bug. Cute little buggish, like an insect. That's cool.
It's more like it's like a Civic, but it's a reduced size Civic, and it has that same kind of look, except it's a little more space age looking. But that's going to be like an affordable car that they're going to start producing in Europe later this year.
That is awesome.
And you know what their goal is? This is their super green goal. And keep in mind, environment and pot go together. They're part of the same topic of environmentalism or green thinking.
Okay.
Their goal is to only sell electric cars, or EVs, electric vehicles, to Europe by 2025. In other words, 100% of the cars they sell in Europe by 2025 will be EVs.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's really
That is
awesome.
a great. That should make Detroit jump. We just had Michael Hooligan Halloran on this show, and he's from Detroit, originally Milwaukee, but he grew up in Detroit.
Okay, right.
And so he talked about how he knew Lee Iacocca, who was a big car man back in.
And
Detroit.
he knew him before he even knew he was a big deal.
Right.
He was like his next door neighbor or something almost, and he would like deliver him a newspaper or something.
Yeah, exactly.
They had a weird relationship, and it's like he knew him for a couple of years without knowing that he was a big fucking deal.
Right, big.
Like a big corrupt.
Had a Ford and.
Was he a good guy or a bad guy in the
Chrysler?
In the picture?
Well, it's funny. It's mixed. It depends who you ask. Mike makes it sound like he's a good guy, like a friendly neighborhood guy.
Yeah.
If you ask people that are really cynical about Wall Street and capitalism, he is a bad guy, along with all the other super multimillionaire, billionaire, super capitalists. So it depends who you ask.
Right.
If you ask me, I don't really know that. I'm not that deep. I was following Mike's story, but I don't have deep knowledge on people like Iacocca, so it's hard for me to judge. But I know that I don't think he was an environmentalist.
Of course not.
But I mean,
was he even pretending to be one for a while?
No, I don't think so. But I forgot why we got on his topic.
Well, you were talking about Mike Halloran.
Well, we're talking about the Honda Civic and then the new Honda that's coming out.
The electric one is small, really small?
Yeah, that one is mind-blowing. It's supposed to be, the cheapest EV out there is around $23K right now, like for a new one.
Right.
But the freaking model...
This Honda?
Tesla Model... the Model...
X or whatever.
S. No, the Model... What is it? Model 3 is the cheaper one.
Oh, okay.
That's $35K.
Okay.
Okay, the Nissan Leaf is around there, but I think a little cheaper now.
Okay.
And then you have that range. Chevy Bolt is around 29 maybe.
The Kia electric Soul is probably about 32.
Okay. Yeah, so they're all kind of in that range from about 23 to 35.
Right.
Is what the current price range is for EVs. But I know golf carts that go 20 miles an hour, they're about $5,000 to $10,000.
Right.
So, but this new Honda little Civic-looking thing, miniature Civic-looking thing, it looks like a cute-looking car too. It's better than these roller skate-looking things.
Oh, cool.
And it's
so it's a fun-looking.
Yeah.
You'll feel
sports-looking,
if
but elegant too.
18 or 55.
Yeah,
you'll be cool sitting in it.
Yeah,
like,
it looks really cool.
Is it like a Jetsons looking car, kind of, or something space age looking?
It's hard to say. It's space age. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing it.
It looks like the dark tinted windows, but it's got a really nice design to it. Sleek, almost like Apple made it or something like that.
How come you're not loading up, man?
Oh yeah, right. Because I'm talking off the top of my head.
Here's the lighter.
Oh, so where I'm going with this is that we're headed for a world of electric cars, like it or not, old world.
Well, thank God.
I
mean, I guess some people aren't happy about that.
Well,
which is weird.
Funny. 10 years ago, people were saying, "Oh no, we'll never go to electric cars. In fact, they're dead."
Right.
The big automakers even helped kill them. Remember the movie "Who Killed the Electric Car"? Do you remember that movie in the 90s?
Yeah, kinda. I don't remember when I saw it.
It was a documentary.
Yeah. I don't remember. I think I saw it about 6-7 years ago.
But anyway, the electric car is the past and future. It's not the present in the sense that it's super populating the streets yet.
Right.
But there are about 6 million EVs on the road right now.
That's cool.
Okay, now it needs to grow a lot, but in order for that to happen, the price needs to come down. So between the golf carts that cost $5,000 and the 23K models, I would expect someone to be able to make an electric car somewhere in between. Let's just say halfway in between that is freaking 13, 14K. I mean, that's reasonable, right?
Absolutely.
Just make it go a little faster than a golf cart.
Right.
It doesn't have to go 200 miles on a single
and
charge.
it can maybe only hold 2 people.
Yes.
Or just make it hold 4 people, but small.
Right. Little sedan.
Not super comfortable.
Yeah.
For
And
the
make it
2
look
packs.
good. Come on. If Honda could do this, pull this off, and if it's affordable, I don't know what that price is going to be yet.
Right.
But if that's under 23, that's a freaking steal for people that can afford that. You know? Anyway, I would guess that 14 to 17K is where the price range will be in the future for EVs, because they're going to have to give people more of an incentive to get these other than going green, I think.
Right.
Not everyone thinks that way of
They
going
also
green.
need to get solar on more rooftops quickly.
Yes.
Just give people incentives.
Nissan already does that with the Leaf.
Yeah.
Because
think about that. If you just had free gas for the rest of your life. Something going on?
8 minutes left of this show.
Oh, okay.
Just giving you the time.
Well, I appreciate that. Well, anyway, you know what? I want to have another hit.
All right. A fresh air.
Said Quicksilver messenger air.
You know, I wish freaking Mike could have stayed for this show, but I understand.
Well, maybe one of these other days.
He had to go sell an electric guitar amp to a cop, who I met, who's very cool. By the way.
Right on.
Yeah, so...
Well, if he wants to buy an electric guitar amp from Mike Halloran, he's got to be cool.
Cooler than buying from a pawn shop, right?
Oh, exactly.
Who's your pawn shop buddies or ex-buddies who can't give you the right amount of money for the stuff you bring in? Like, you bring in some serious cool stuff.
Yeah, and they're... stuff that I could probably sell for $300, and they're, we'll give you $25 for it.
You're even showing them on eBay. It's going for that, right? The high price, and they're still acting like they don't see it.
Yeah,
well, no, we tried to sell them, but no one wants those.
Yeah, no one likes Apple anymore.
Apple iPods, man, they're outdated by Spotify.
Oh, by the way, speaking of that, I did take them to another shop.
Yeah,
those 3 iPods. And they gave me $50 a piece for them.
Really?
Really?
Wow.
Loans.
That's hilarious. So that means then, what exactly does it mean when you get a loan from a pawn shop? They hold that as collateral.
Right. So if I want to get my iPods back, I have to give them $50 plus about $25 of interest.
Okay.
So
I get it.
For that loan. If I don't want the iPods back, I don't have to do anything.
Oh, okay.
I can just let them keep them. But I want my iPods back. And so, by the way, the insurance check finally came through.
Woo!
So that headache is finally over. I can finally relax.
The oligarchs must have been shaken when you made that series of complaint phone calls.
Yeah, no, I think so. but you know what? The money, the show's done.
Oh, my God.
Time flew by.
Woo! We partied. We know how to party, man.
Oh, man, we'll be back next week with more wild and wide world of weed right here on WSRadio.com. This is Greene Weaver.
Night Tripper.
We love you, babies, and we'll see you next week. Remember, social music talk from 3 to 4. The wide world of weed from 4 to 5. No jive.
WSRadio.com.
Can you imagine a world without children? A world without their smiles or their laughter? A world where children don't play, or sing, or dream, or imagine.
At St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, we can't imagine a world without children. That's why we're working every day to find cures for diseases that strike down children everywhere. Diseases like cancer, pediatric AIDS, and sickle cell. And we won't stop until every child is cured and every disease is defeated. Because we can't imagine a world without children. Can you?
Finding cures, saving children. St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. To learn how you can help, log on to our website, stjude.org.
I raised $8,000 to build schools for South African children. After realizing how many people go hungry in San Diego, I now volunteer at a food pantry.
I'm spending the next year doing volunteer projects across 3 countries and helping in ways they designate to be the most helpful.
The World Link program at the Joan B. Kroc Institute for Peace and Justice recognizes the potential of youth as agents of social change. Learn how you can help youth become a generation of leaders in action at peace.sandiego.edu.
You take your smartphone almost everywhere you go. Now WSRadio.com can be there too. Search WS Radio in the Play Store for your Android devices or iTunes for Apple and download the WS Radio application. WSRadio.com on your phone and in your ear everywhere you go. Download the WS Radio application. Do it now. It's very easy. WSRadio.com.
You were born to do one amazing thing, but most people spend a lifetime trying to identify what it is. If you're in a job you don't like or are unemployed, if you're in a state of transition or just can't shake that nagging feeling that you were meant and made to do something extraordinary, then the Reinvention Workshop is exactly what you need. Led by award-winning self-help author Steve Olsher, the Reinvention Workshop will forever change your life. The Reinvention Workshop takes you step by step through Steve's proven formula that has helped so many people get on the right path and clear about what they were born to do. Take the first step to realizing the life you deserve and desire by visiting the reinventionworkshop.com today. No more delays. No more denial. Reconnect with your true self. Learn to live with purpose and conviction and become who you were born to be. The world is waiting for you. What are you waiting for? Log on to the reinventionworkshop.com today. That's the reinventionworkshop.com.